Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Being That Person. We have collected a few more questions in the last week from you lovely people, and we will be addressing it in this episode. Hi, Shama. How have you been since the last time we spoke and recorded the first episode of the podcast?
I have been good, um, but a mixed bag, I will say. Yeah, in this situation, yeah, there are a lot of ups and downs sometimes. So, how was the response you received?
The response was wonderful. A big thank you to you and all our viewers. A special thanks to all the people who reached out to us and made this podcast possible by sharing your questions and concerns. It also went a long way to help those people who have not been able to reach out to us due to some reason, and also the new viewers who are who just found out about our video on YouTube. So it helped all of them, and I just feel really pleased to help all of you, and looking forward to doing these in more episodes.
Happy that it helped and people watched it, and I shared the link with some people. Um, and they were coming back and asking me for the link for sharing it further, so forwarding it to others, and they said that it was useful. And but the one feedback I got was it was explained very simply, so they could understand and implement it.
Yes, to keep it simple and easy for everyone to understand and implement it is exactly what we are looking for.
I guess the best things are simple.
Most things in life are surely simple. We'll take a look at today's questions and address them with tools to make life more simple. So, the first person, Shama, who reached out to us was affected by the news. That person said that what happened in the news recently was where India was not being provided vaccine or materials to make the vaccines by a certain country, and the person seemed to be affected by this news. The second person has asked us how to reduce the stress when one cannot leave home. And the third person has asked us how to deal with anxiety during the lockdown. I think that is a problem that most of us are facing.
The things that are affecting people during this corona pandemic, first is their situation, like first hand news or situation which they are facing or their family members are facing, right? Or the fears that they have, that maybe fear of job loss, maybe financial stress, it might be fear of their children getting affected because of no school, their parents who might be there in some other place. So these are things which we don't get from news or third party sources. These are our immediate problems, right? And the second thing is about news, where we are reading about so many people, what they are going through, and then somewhere it kicks in something inside us, right? And the third one is your exact situation, like you have ill health, or you are suffering because you're not able to go out, or you have some shortage, some kind of problem, something that you need is not available, or some support that you need is not available in your day to day life. So, these three levels we are facing the problem and stress. So, how to deal with each of these, right? So, first thing is what you are facing, that you have to deal with every moment. And that is basically what you can try to change or do something about. So you have to respond to it. What can I do for myself in this situation? Or how I can change my situation right now? Or the other thing could be to accept it, that this is not something I can change. So let me accept it, be with it, and do the best I can. Now with your relatives or other people, not again, you cannot change a lot of things. Many people are away from their families also, right? And then that is not your immediate problem because you are not the doer there. You are away from them, or there are things which you can't act on. There is no point thinking about it all the time. So somewhere we have to decide a cutoff or a boundary where you don't think about it all the time. So where are the sources coming from? And the third thing is the news, where you listen about other people who are not related to you directly, but it's like in your city or your country, and so you read about it and you feel bad. It may be somewhere else also, and it's a normal human reaction to empathize and feel bad.
So, Shama, does anxiety stem from the guilt of not being able to physically be present and help others?
It could be guilt, it could be plain sadness, it could be helplessness, it could be anything. But what we are talking here is, can you limit your exposure to it? So, are there ways I can limit my exposure to it? Right? So, if I'm going through the news or getting news, it could be news on the news channel, it could be news in the news feed, or it could be the news people are giving you on WhatsApp. Like there is a office group, there is a school group, there is a society group, so many groups are there, relatives group, and somebody tells about some death or some loss or some suffering, and you get affected by it. So can you limit your exposure to this news? You do not need to read the group messages all day. You do not need to see the news feed all day. Can you give these things like half an hour every day and just finish it off in that much time? And you might miss out on some information. I'm not saying that you will not miss out on some information. You might miss out on some information, but accept the fact that right now you're not in a situation to take all the information. Some things you will miss out, and it's okay because everybody has limitations. You cannot anyway know everything, right? So remove that fear of missing out on information or not being fully informed. Do I need this information in this moment? Ask yourself this. Do, if I'm working, right, doing my office work, right, or if I'm trying to cook a meal for my family, do I really need this information which is coming in the news feed right now? Do I need it? So I can limit my exposure. I can make it wait for that half an hour or 45 minutes what I've assigned for it, and do it only at that time. So all the time your nervous system is not charged with those feelings. If you're feeling those feelings all day, on and off, then your nervous system gets so charged and so agitated. You don't want that. So just limit that exposure.
I agree. We need to limit our exposure to the news and all the things that are, all the information that is available to us. This is because the current situation is not ending tomorrow, and the news is going to be there, with all these problems and all the current events that are happening around us, and it's going to be available to us 24/7. So it is in our hands how much we expose to it and how much we absorb it, and how much we let it affect us. Also, we saw news which is floating that a country had refused to provide materials to India to make the vaccine or so. So, the person who suggested that we speak on this was deeply affected by it. And I just wanted to ask you that does this kind of anger, or does this kind of being upset stem from something that has happened in this person's past?
Somewhere some beliefs or some past experiences have to be there when you get agitated by something like this. Because somebody said no for something, and we are not really entitled to anything, right? You can request the other party to give you something. but they may or may not say yes. And that should be fine. They have their own reasons. So if you are getting very excited and very agitated about it, there is some background to it. So what we do in these situations is that some third party news, which you are not going to do anything about, is agitating you or affecting you, distressing you a lot, you sit with that what am I feeling right now? Am I feeling that it's not fair? Am I feeling that I'm not treated equally? I'm not treated fairly? Is that the underlying feeling? It may not be about that country not giving us resources. It may be that when I am on the receiving end, I don't get what I need. If that is the underlying feeling, then where is it coming from? Has it happened to you many times in your lifetime, especially during childhood, that your needs were not met? When you were on the receiving end, when you needed something, you didn't get it. Or you always felt that somebody else got more than what you got. There was not fairness. So that kind of things. So what happens is when you feel a little bit of some emotions at do when you listen to any news or anything happens in your life, and you feel a little bit of some emotion, like that emotion might be sadness, then all the sadness which you have felt in the past deeply and it has been stored in your body gets triggered. If you feel a little bit of fear due to something, all the times when you have felt that kind of feeling, that fear, that gets triggered in the body, and your emotion becomes overwhelming. And later you might, at that time you don't come to know, later you might wonder that I did overreact for this thing, so much was not required. Why did I overreact? So it's not that there is something wrong with you, but there is a lot stored in you from the past which you need to bring out and resolve, process it, understand it, and then let it go.
As we see, the news plus the external factors affect us very deeply, and it gives us a lot of anxiety. So, Shama, can you please suggest us some tools to reduce this anxiety?
So before I give the tools, let me tell the background why we need to do this regularly. So many times people know the tools, but they don't follow any routine or they don't use it regularly because they're not aware of the advantages. So, as I said, if you keep stimulating your nervous system all the times with certain emotions, right, or you are having some emotions which you keep inside, bottled up, you're not processing it really. More and more is coming all the time. You're not able to process much. It gets bottled up, and someday it all comes out suddenly. So that is when you see that a small news can trigger us a lot, and then in retrospect we think that this was overboard, right? Or something people reacting, we see in the news that people are behaving in ways which was totally not required. So what is happening? Something is suppressed inside, and that comes out. So if we keep taking it out from time to time, we keep processing it all the time, then it doesn't get bottled up and then it doesn't explode one day. So that is the need to be sane, to be in charge of your emotions. That is the need that you keep doing these things as a regular practice. So what tools I'm going to do today is, first, as we said, limit your exposure. Make a plan, limit your exposure. You could use tools like the Android phone has in the settings digital well-being, right? That and parental control is there. If you go in the settings, there is digital well-being and parental control. In that you can see how much time you spent on which app. So you could use those tools to limit your exposure, like how much time you are going on the news feed, how much time you are going on WhatsApp, how much time you are spending on Insta, things like that. So do that, limit your exposure, pre-decide how much exposure you want to give. Initially you could start with just observing 2 days, 3 days, that how much exposure are you actually going through right now without any change. So 2 3 days you can just observe what is the actuals right now, and then you can decide on how you want to change. So first the awareness of what is, and then going ahead and trying to change it. So first tool is limit your exposure. Second tool is to have a self-care routine. This is not a normal situation. This is not a situation we are used to. So we need to have a self-care routine in place. It could include some calming activities like meditation, breathing, some yoga, or it could be listening to some, not any music, but music especially designed for calming you down, like the spa music, that kind of thing. Or you could do your hobbies. You can sometimes distract yourself. If it gets overwhelming and you're not able to process it, you can distract yourself, like by watching movies on Netflix or watching a series, but do not overboard. Like, do not go overboard with the distraction, because distraction doesn't process anything. It just gives a small window where you can come to some kind of normalcy, a normalcy where you can at least process it, right? So don't go overboard with that, but some distraction is okay. But again, planned and decided how much time. Like in this situation, it may not be like pre planned, but in this situation, I'm not able to process it, I'm not able to function. Can I go for a half an hour distraction? Go for it, but then stop it at half, and then do some calming or processing or that kind of self care routine, which will help you in the long run. And then third thing which we really need to understand, these days we have so many tools. We have the smartphone, we can pick up call anybody anytime. We have Wi-Fi, we can connect with anybody, get any news that we want. Earlier it was not like that. We can travel by air. If we want to reach somebody, we can immediately get up, travel by air, or get up, go out, take out a vehicle, or book a taxi and reach somewhere. We have been used to this. All these tools, all these available facilities. Somewhere we have started believing that we can control everything, which is not the truth. We are still human, we are very small, we are very limited. It's not a negative thinking that, I'm very limited, I cannot do anything. It's getting in touch with the reality. How much can I do as a human? We're not like, we can do great things, but we cannot function like a Superman each and every moment. Even the Superman is not Superman. You know what I mean? We cannot function in that mode all the time. We cannot change and control things all the time. So we need to understand that somewhere we have to let go and say that, yeah, this is not in my control right now, or I cannot do anything about it right now. I don't have the resources. And being okay with that. I can't go out because it's locked down, and it makes me feel sad. It makes me uncomfortable. Just connect with your feelings. It makes me feel angry. Fine, but don't keep trying to find ways of doing things or controlling things. Like, you're not getting some treatment or some test you cannot get done, which is required right now. Somewhere we have to surrender that not everything will be received immediately when we want it. And we have to have some patience and some calmness to go through that situation.
So, thank you, Shama, for these three tools. It will be a help for all of us. I will try and incorporate it in my lifestyle, and I hope that other people benefit from it too. So, let us know, guys, if you have benefited from this, and do comment that in the comment section that how this video has helped you. Also, what you would like to see in the next video. Please do put it in the comment section or reach out to me on Instagram. And thank you very much. Till then, stay safe and see you in the next episode.